Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob, and welcome to the Epileptic Gamer Podcast. Now, I know I am probably not the first one to say this, and I won't be the last, but we gotta talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of all this, we're gonna talk about pricing real quick for the system. $450 for the regular edition. No extra games. You get the Joy-Cons, the stand, everything. The whole 9 yards. Basically what you need to boot up the system. For an additional $50, $500, I believe there's a bundle that comes with Mario Kart World. Okay, cool. That's not what gets me mad though, because those are usual prices for consoles. We can forgive that. What we should not forgive, and I mean this, what we should not be forgiving is, for one, they're making game cartridges for digital video games. And what that means is that, for those that are wondering, you can buy a usual game cartridge, and you will be able to not own the game, just the license. Why? Who thought that's a good idea? That makes no sense. Because it will legitimately, you put it in, this is on the Nintendo website. It's actually one of the most joked about things when it comes to this thing. But whenever it comes to this, people joke about it and are just like, really? And then they preach that you should not be allowed to game share with friends. And on their damn website, it says multiple people can play one title with game share. And virtual game cards can add benefits to digital games, such as you being allowed to share games with your friends. Huh. I wonder what changed their mind on that. I would love to have sat in the meeting for that one. That's just a little interesting fact. But we are going to bring up my favorite thing. Okay, first off, bigger screen. Congratulations. You deserve a medal for thinking it obvious. But they didn't change anything else. That's it. You could say it runs on a higher processor power. Fun story. I'm still waiting for the biggest part. Where are my games at? I've only heard 2. And one of them, Mario Kart World, is $80. That is the first time a video game that is standard edition has been priced at $80. Cyberpunk, which was one of the biggest games back then, was charged at $70. And that was a AAA game. This is the first party Nintendo game, and they're charging $80 for it. Either this better win Game of the freaking Year, or it's redefining the wheel. I cannot justify myself spending money, at least $80, on what essentially is going to be a kart racer. No, I can't do that. And neither should you. And I am very curious. And pre-orders go on sale April 9th. As we recording and me hopefully publishing, it's April 4th. The Mario Kart Direct, April 17th. Convenience. How that plays out, isn't it? How you're able to let customers pre-order the game. Because let's face it, they're going to pre-order Mario Kart World. And then you don't show them footage of the game until at least a week after. Convenient for Nintendo, huh? Get the money in while you can. And that's not good. To make it worse, the other games that are coming along, Hogwarts Legacy, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, Cyberpunk 2077, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. These are the actual names, by the way. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Tears of the Switch, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, And at the prequel, well, at least, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name, but the first one that came before, Breath of the Wild. The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and more are all coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I sound like I'm hyping this thing up. I do. I'm not. Nintendo needs a reality check here because they are killing the gaming market. What they are doing is they are looking at the Nintendo Switch 2. I saw the reveal. They changed nothing. They didn't. Yeah, you can read through the website. Oh, 3D sound. When you have it apparently on its stand. And I'm convinced it says, yeah, okay, you can have it on tabletop mode. I'm curious to see how that works. Because I'm assuming when you have it off the port, the speakers aren't that good. So I don't think 3D audio isn't going to be 3D audio. So the fact that they're not willing to at least show us, I would like to be halfway and say, hey, let me see what we're working with. But then you have Donkey Kong, that's coming out too, $70. I can justify that. It's Donkey Kong, it's a first-party title, all four first-party titles. They're all $70. You can't fight that. I won't fight you on that. What I will fight you on, like I said earlier, is Mario Kart World. And we all know that every Mario Kart game is practically the same. And eventually, Nintendo's going to see dollar signs, and they're going to start charging you money for downloadable content, and it's going to be like $5 per racer, and maybe $5 a track, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you spent $120 for what was initially an $80 game. That's the reality right now. Nintendo is not doing themselves any favors, and I hate that this is where it's coming from. Super Mario Jamboree, for example, Nintendo Switch 2 version. I'm reading off a list, off the website. I can't make this shit up. I can't. I don't know why they decided to put ports, of all things, as their launch titles. Unless they decide to come out with an extra one. An extra direct that says, hey, here's the new launch titles that you can come out. Only new games I've heard of that were headline breaking were two of them. And that was Super Mario World. Super Kart World, Mario Kart World, whatever it's freaking called. Doesn't even deserve to have the damn name right because it's $80. And that can be a whole new episode on its own, by the way. And Donkey Kong, which I will give them that. You can get away with having an $80 game if it's first party. $70 game, I'm sorry. $70 game if it's first party. But everything else, like Pokemon Legends, Nintendo Switch 2, Metroid Prime 4, yes, everything is just Nintendo Switch 2 edition. At least with the PlayStation 5, they said, hey, here's the PS4 games that work, and if you own it, we're going to give you a free digital download. We're not going to make you pay full price for it. At least PlayStation did it right. They said, for certain games, they literally said, if you own the PlayStation 5, and then you own the PlayStation 4 version of the game, I forget which one did it first. Last of Us did it. They did it for Last of Us Part 2 because for some reason that got a remake. If you pre-ordered the game, but they would refund it and say, no, you own the game already. We see that on your account. So they're just going to give you a free digital upgrade. That's how things need to be done. But no, Nintendo doesn't play by that rule. You shouldn't be charging full price for games that the people out there have been playing for 2 or 3 years now. Cyberpunk 2077 has been out for 2 years. Hogwarts Legacy, a good 2 years. I'm sure Life is Strange is probably on there. Everything is going to get on there. And I could go on a rant about how they're doing the game cartridges, but then we would be here for an additional 15 minutes. Nothing about the Nintendo Switch 2 is good at this point. This is all hype, no substance. Like, I do not see... Like, I see this selling well because it's Nintendo. Yeah, that's Nintendo. And if I just destroyed the microphone because I clapped, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I could slap Nintendo onto a game and I could make $1 million. That's the reality. Again, I don't see any hype around this. If this was any other console, any other company, mind you, they'd get crucified. But no, this is Nintendo. So they don't get held accountable. They don't get the benefit of the doubt. Because why should they? That's bullshit right now. And in my opinion, they need to be held accountable. I would love to see Reddit go off on people. Because I've seen a few threads already saying, why should we be excited for the Nintendo Switch 2? Exactly, give me a reason why. I want to know. I don't need 256 gigabytes of space. I can buy an SD card, and I can put 4 terabytes of space on there, and I'm safe for the entire console generation. I mean, this is supposed to be the successor for the Nintendo Switch. This is literally them just saying, hey, I'm going to copy your homework and I'm going to change it a little. But the person asking, can I copy your homework? It's the person that owns the homework. They only changed a controller. That's it. They go, oh, instead of you sliding it up, you can just attach it on now. And we move the buttons around. What? No, you didn't. If PlayStation did this, there would be an outrage. If Xbox did this, there would be an outrage. Any other company did this, people would laugh them out of the building. They would not be seen online. And I am terrified for that chat. Because when Nintendo Switch 2 comes out for that Direct, for the Nintendo Direct showing off Mario Kart World, when people see what they pre-ordered and they don't think it's good, that chat on that live stream will be going off on, and they will tear that game apart before it's even come out. So, I am looking forward to this. Like, I didn't even know what to say at this point. Like, and they say, oh, Mortal Kombat is coming to Nintendo Switch. The last time Mortal Kombat came to Nintendo Switch, I probably shouldn't bring that up. But the 3D models were so bad, people returned it. And there's even jokes on the internet about it. 2K's coming to the Switch. Again, another port. NBA 2K, another port. Madden, another port. EA Sports Football Club, another port. I could go on and on. Nothing new. There's really nothing new here. I don't see anything that would make me say, I want this console. I need to have this console. Because in the end of the day, it's just a Nintendo Switch on steroids. You could have easily have called this the Nintendo Switch Pro, like they did with PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4 Pro, and you would be able to save yourself all this trouble. But they got greedy. And now they are dug deep into it. I mean, like Split Fiction, that's out already. People have played that, so that's probably not going to sell well. I mean, you could go on and on what games are coming out. Like, it's bad. This is not going to go well for Nintendo. I don't see Mario Kart. Like, Mario Kart and Donkey Kong are going to be the moneymakers. And before what you say it, yes, you can save $30 on Mario Kart World by getting the bundle with the console. But I want to retort with this, and it's a good thinker. Tell me where you're going to find that bundle. I'm not going to find it around Christmas. You're not going to be able to keep supply in any other store. Nintendo is screwed. They shot themselves in the foot. And to make it worse, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out, and the rumored release date, I think it's around 2025, and the release price is around $110. This is only going to get worse from here. Nintendo Switch 2, it's not going well. And pre-orders didn't even open yet. They open in 5 days. So, it's like, again, I said it once and I say it again. It's convenient that we're only finding out what we're paying for when it comes to Mario Kart World after we've already paid for it. And I would love to see the number of pre-orders go up and down and see if they did. Post-direct and not direct, because I think they're going to go down. But then again, I'm just a podcaster and I don't have anybody on the inside that can feed me information. I wish I did, and if anybody wants to come forward, I'm here. I'll be more than willing to talk. But until then, I'm stuck just making assumptions and reporting on what I see. And right now, I see Nintendo getting a little bit too greedy, and their hand just got caught in the cookie jar. And they need to fix it fast. They need to deliver with Mario Kart World to justify that $80 price tag. And again, like I said, I'll excuse Donkey Kong. It's a first-party title. You're allowed to charge $70 for that. June 5th, the second that comes around, I am going to be very curious to see how that comes out. Because it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well for the fans who are going to be waiting in line and probably get sunburned because of it. I think what we see coming up is easily, and I'm looking through the prices now. I just saw this before I go. This blows my mind. For $80, you can get a carrying case. That's the price of a video game. What? You can't excuse that. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line. So, before I go on a rampage, another rant, let me just finish off with this. They screwed up. They should not be making games at $80. Not yet, until you can at least justify it. Or at least we saw some gameplay. They shouldn't have announced any prices yet for the video games. They should have announced just the damn console in its price. That's what they should have done. Again, marketing, I don't know. I'm not a guru when it comes to marketing. But I think they need to figure it out. And if I'm wrong, I'll be more than happy to admit it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Switch 2 doesn't fail. I hope it succeeds. You want it to succeed. But I am not in any way, shape, or form going to justify an $80 price tag for a kart racer. Because all kart racers have been the same. No, I'm not justifying that. So, without further ado, I am done for today. My throat hurts. I finally got this recorded on the correct microphone. It's supposed to be out a day earlier. So, thank you all for joining me. My name is Jacob, and also known as the Uplifting Gamer. Hopefully, I get an episode out by Wednesday? Maybe? I don't know. Don't hold me to that. I'm trying to ease back into the podcast situation. So, And I don't even know what the topic's going to be yet, so it's probably not going to be Wednesday. But I hope you all have a great day, great April, and a great spring. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.